Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Well, today was hot. They say tomorrow is cooling down to 84. Yes. It has been 90 degrees. Today was miserably hot. One day it was 91 and one of the men walked by said it sure is nice out here. Anyway, so after tomorrow it's supposed to cool down. I'll believe it when I see it. So is this thing still going? Okay, good. Well, I have my little stones. Remember the rock thing? Well, I have little stones and rocks. When I go to the swap meet, I usually put my rocks along the back of the table and my jewelry in front. It looks very pretty. Okay, I made some black tea because I'm making like a breakfast. And so to go with my tea, since it's hot, I have some hazelnut coffee creamer. That is really going to improve the taste of my tea. So I think about maybe a teaspoon. Let's see. So basically, I'm cooking the stockpile down. Probably between now and the rest of the year, I'll buy very little food because I want to eat down all the food that I bought all year. So it's been so miserably hot, and out here the street people look so hot and hungry and messed up. It's really bad. There's just a lot of them. Some of them, have been living around here for a while, and it does not look good for them. So I'm thinking about this matter. So here is my meal plan for last week. So this is this week, and tonight is sausage and biscuits, tater tots, and eggs. So what I did was I bought tater tots. These are not the best. I think I bought them at 99 cents only, and I probably don't want to buy this brand anymore. Once was enough. I mean, they're not impossible, but they're not the best either. So this was funny to me, one of the most asked questions is, what is the coolest month in San Diego? Well, turns out it's December, when we have 64.8 during the day and 48 Fahrenheit at night. I'm looking forward to it myself. So, let's see, what did I make? Gosh, it's been so hot. So I had some of my Walmart baking mix. I'll probably pick up a couple more boxes of this stuff. And then these are some maple sausages because I like the maple. What did I do with them? Well, they're the Farmer John maple. They're in the depths of my refrigerator from hell. What I did is I bought so much food that, now I can't find anything. So I just, the dollar, look at this. This is yummy. I like this stuff. You just mix water with it. And so, at the same time, I was baking my tater tots. And they've been baking for a while. It's hot in here, but you gotta eat, So I want to scramble myself. They're kind of looking good on the one side. Yummy. Well, it's like anything. If you cook it right, it's going to taste good. They're really hot. These cast iron skillets. This is my Pioneer Woman cast iron. I really like it. I have pretty much destroyed all the not the cast iron skillet, but I've been using my Pioneer Woman pans, and you know, I haven't been careful at all. And I have pretty much ruined them, but that's okay. I'm gonna buy some more. Okay, so here's my tater tots. So that was some sad news today about Eddie Van Halen passing away. 65. Somebody told me, Rhoda, you're 65. I told my son, if I have a stroke, tell him she never knows what day of the week it is. She never knows what month it is. She never knows what year it is, and don't ask her how old she is. In my kind of job that I did all my life, it made absolutely no difference. So I never, you know, knew. All right, so now I just want to scramble my egg. So since I'm still eating my freezer down, I will buy another package of something like French fries or tater tots, or sweet potato French fries are really good. These are nice big eggs that I bought at Walmart, so you only need one, you know. So I also have cheap diet cola. Today there was so darn many cans at the shopping center. I have no doubt that I easily could have found 60 cans. But I didn't take them because I wanted to leave them. There's a lot of homeless men that go there. And they would be so hot and miserable, and I would try to tell them, if you would try to collect some cans, it's really going to help you out. And they would look at me like, that's not helpful. And I have 2 cups of, but it is helpful. Once you get it into your mind that you can easily earn money, powdered milk, anytime you need money, especially like today when the cans were just, because it was so hot, the whole shopping center was all messed up. There wasn't that many people, but there was cans all over the place, I guess because people were really hot and miserable. Okay, so no. Okay, so now, let's see. There's a good channel. It's Rest in Peace Eddie Van Halen, a true legend, survivor metal man. So you guys might want to check this channel out. He's got a lot of interesting things on there. We've been following him a long time. He's also a really good singer and guitarist. But I guess he got mad because the YouTube wasn't paying him that much. And he took his music down, and now I see he has like a prepper channel. Okay. So you saw in the last video that I did a segment on the COVID, how we can control the COVID. Not entirely, because if there's a virulent enough strain, I think it would be very easily picked up. I'm going to flip my egg because, you know, I don't want salmonella. These California chickens cannot be trusted. So I posted in the last video a whole bunch of points on the COVID, on how to avoid. And this do not fear the COVID thing by Donald Trump, I think that is pretty much correct. Not just because he had it and survived, But every leader has always had the same message of do not fear, such as Winston C. Churchill, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. They didn't get up there and say, people of Britain, you're doomed, Germany will prevail. No. He said there's nothing to fear. George Washington won the Revolutionary War because of sharp leadership ability, analytical strategy, reasoning as a strategy, sound plans, plus he had already fought in the French and Indian War. And that was a dispute because the British wanted us to pay for the Indian War, which wasn't totally wasn't totally illegitimate. But once we got over here, for what did we really need the British? Why should we pay taxes? So anyway, they were outmaneuvered by George Washington. Okay, now I want to mention, someone said you shouldn't talk about politics. Yeah, tell me, how do you think I lose all my money? The aliens was the worst. But I had to admire President Trump to get up out of a sickbed and deliver any kind of encouragement to the American people. And he has done this all year long, and I think I've watched every video of encouragement. Another thing is the Christian thing of when I am weak, he is strong. So another thing is Donald J. Trump has a very exceptional wife, sons and daughters, yes, the support of the military, the police, and the American people, and also the Washington leaders that have also been stricken by the COVID. It is no joke. As soon as we go back to work, we run the risk of catching it. We have to be very careful. Okay. Now, I want to tell you a little about my life, what I have learned. Okay, one time, as usual, I was taking a lot of classes and I had a very, very heavy backpack. If any of you have taken classes, you know what I mean. And I threw my backpack down, and when I did, I threw my back out. And I was bent over and I couldn't straighten up. So I thought, what in the world am I going to do? And I thought, well, I might as well go to work and work. I mean, what? I messed up. I can lay around the house. And so I did. I got up and I went to work. This is how your faith gets strengthened. You get up anyway. I think the American people will do this. And I was telling my friend that I work with about it, and all of a sudden it was just gone. It was like a wind came and just carried it off. And I stood up and I said, Lucy, it's gone. It's gone. That was one thing. That doesn't happen. I was a nurse and an EMT, and I saw paramedics and nurses that could never straighten up again after they hurt their back. And so I was very grateful to God. That's a very dangerous job, you can easily hurt yourself. You let up 1 minute and you're messed up for the rest of your life, because your backbone and your neck goes to your brain and you're jacked up. Okay. I mentioned my son's preschool teacher, Miss Debbie. But did I mention to you that I happen to be the most poorest person in the entire city? And a lot of times people would be really rude to me and say, I couldn't afford to send my son there or my children there. And I thought, well, you're not sending your children there. And at the end of the month, at the end of the year, when I would do the math, there was no way I came up with the money. And yet I did it 2 years of preschool and 5 years of school. Then I divorced and I had to take my son, my precious son, out of private school and put him in public school, and things couldn't have worked out better. But at the time I thought it was a tragedy. So all those years, sometimes school would be slow. I mean, hair would be slow in the summer because people are on vacations. But every year, somehow, I would come up with that money, and people would ask me, why don't you take a scholarship? And I'd say, because these other kids in here who need the scholarships couldn't be here if I took the scholarship, and I always got the money somehow. So all during those years, I was building up faith, just like George Washington had already. I'm not trying to compare myself to George Washington, because that's asinine. But then came along college, and I remember I had a broken foot and a chicken pot pie when my son started college, and people would say, well, what's he going to be? And I would, tell them, and they would look at me like, you're delusional. Okay, so then, I was working all those years all those miserable years from hell, 2 and 3 jobs, 7 days a week, 8 until 8. And I thought, wow, if I ever find my way out of this, I'm going to find my way into the merchant class. I went to college many, many years, and I knew that I had to go out from working for somebody to working for myself to selling some kind of merchandise, such as my beautiful, actually my rings are pretty darn good, you guys. $14.99, my fashion wedding rings. My flower ring is very tight. Well, my fingers are swollen. So I will, let's see. These are cute. This is why I'll never starve. When I find this kind of, see how it's an eternity ring? When I find this stuff, I snap it up. So my plan was to sell merchandise. And so then along came the COVID. I didn't go shopping today in a thrift store. I just didn't want to, but I could have. Look at this. I could wear 2 rings on all 4 fingers. So that was my plan. So when I retired, I started selling stuff at the thrift store. Another thing is, when I was going to my self-help group, it was hammered into my head that my survival depended upon helping other people. And so since it doesn't come naturally to me, or I probably wouldn't have had an addiction, I said, well, if I do it, God's going to give me some blessings. And my son is a smarty, and he has often said, Mom, what are these blessings? And so, actually, I couldn't think of any because, but after many years, I'm still not drinking alcohol. Okay, so, that's a... Okay, so on my eggs, I will have a little salsa, so I can get by on this, and ketchup on my tater tots. Now let me give you a shot of my... Also, you guys, the input has been really good. People have been really, really nice. You do not have to agree with anything I say, and you can leave your own comments. Hopefully you can be civil. Okay, and then today I got out of my stockpile these tasty cookies. Oh, you guys, look. Yes, I ate this many, and I might put, and they have lemon frosting on the back. And then I have some cherry yogurt. So this is some pretty cheap food. I won't be starving. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you all.